Welcome to another episode of Cannabis Friends and 420 Buds. Are you ready for today, Megan?
Al, I'm super ready. Today we have 4 more success stories from our community that you'll be reading off, and I'm going to have some questions as well. Whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Yeah, so the first success story is from an active member in the community. It's at TRITR, and he himself, he has the degenerative discs problem that he's overcome. He's been able to come off pain meds, etc. And we've actually discussed that one before. But the one today is about a friend of his that went on an RSO protocol for COPD, and he's almost finished, but it said everybody's already noticing massive difference in all aspects of his health and his appearance. So that's super awesome.
Yes, it is, Al. And I wanted to start by saying, what is COPD?
Okay, that's a good question. So COPD, it's chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder. So basically, you lose blood flow to certain areas, to certain arteries, that are in different parts of your body. So like when, you can take your pulse on your wrist and on certain parts of your thigh in different areas. That's where your arteries are, and you lose blood flow. So like when they try to take a pulse in those areas, like it's almost non-existent. And it can sort of die off. And if you lose blood flow completely to those areas, they will die off, and oftentimes they have to amputate, etc. So the traditional medication oftentimes, does not work, and there's a bunch of side effects. So it's awesome that this guy is getting a lot of relief with the COPD. It's very cool.
Al, what product would you recommend for someone that also has this condition? And then how long does it take for someone to heal/recover from this condition?
Okay, so this gentleman, he took the high THC RSO, the Rick Simpson Oil or full extract cannabis oil, and you can take that and have success, But what I would recommend is the high CBD version of it, the high CBD FECO, because it enables you to take it throughout the day, and you don't have to worry about getting high, And taking it throughout the day is much better, especially if you have a condition like this, because it's chronic and it's happening all throughout the day, 24 hours a day. So distributing the doses throughout the day will enable you to get better results much quicker. And then for people that work or that have to think or whatever, taking the high CBD version that does not get you high and actually increases your cognitive ability, like your memory, short-term recall, all that kind of stuff. It's a much better way to go, and it actually has much better success with the COPD kind of situation, and also with the pain that's involved with it, because there's a lot of pain that can be involved with it. And one of the things that we want to make sure to people understand is that we don't claim to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any illness or disease with any of our products or programs, but we have seen success, and we do provide like that anecdotal evidence that I have personally seen over the decades.
Al, real quick, the duration. Someone that has conditions like this must be consistent, correct? They need to be dedicated.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot to answer that part of it. So typically, with a situation like this, like a COPD, you're out of balance, and the blood flow decreases in certain areas because of that. So because it's out of whack, and it creates balance in your body through your endocannabinoid system, and allows your body to repair itself to where the blood flow can increase to where it's supposed to be, etc. And then there's the pain involved as well. So the pain part can be relieved like almost on the same day in some cases, right? Okay. And you get relief that way. But the thing about that is it's not just the pain. You actually want the condition to get better, so you don't have that pain come back and just yo back and forth with the pain as it happens. So in order to actually get better, you have to be patient, persistent, and consistent with your efforts. If you feel good on a certain day, you still take your stuff. You still take the CBD and other supplements. If you feel bad on a certain day, or you're throwing up, or you're have any kind of situation that's uncomfortable for you, you still take your stuff on that day. Like you do it day in and day out, no matter what. And that's how people get the overall beneficial result, or they're actually able to overcome a situation instead of just like getting rid of the symptoms of it, like masking it a little bit, So does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, Al, what is our next success story?
Okay, our next success story is from at Knoxville Hoop Mama. She says, I cured cervical cancer with RSO, a low-carb diet, Gerson therapy, which is coffee enemas and 2 fresh juices per day, plus a sensible meal, and ignoring it to live my best life. I didn't make my body a hospitable place for cancer to grow, and it worked. I left the town I hated to move to a town I love, found new hobbies, friends, started laying in the sun like it was my job, and finding pleasure, joy as much as possible. Imagining that joy as a warm light washing over me, healing me. I got a cat. I swear cats are healers and Zen masters all rolled into one. Lastly, I cleaned up our home, rid it of all toxic crap from candles, plug-ins, household cleaners, makeup, beauty products, to getting a whole house water filter. This didn't all happen overnight, but I do believe a combo of all of this is why I'm cancer-free. I'm 50 years old now and feel fantastic. My daughter says I still look good in a bikini too, so that ought to count for something. Anywho, I just wanted to give you some hope. Healing is not only possible, it's inevitable if you can get out of its way. If you want to follow my health journey more, find me at Knox Holistic on all the things. My hubby and I are holistic health coaches. We love helping folks heal all sorts of ailments and stick it to big pharma by not taking their drugs or chemicals. So good job at Knoxville Hoot Mama.
Excellent job. Excellent. Out. What is Gerson therapy, and is it legit?
Oh yeah. So Gerson therapy, it was developed by a guy named Max Gerson. Way back in the early 1900s. And he ended up passing away. Like through questionable,
Okay.
like little deal going on. Like he was basically poisoned to death because he was killing people of cancer. And the powers that be, the big pharma, AMA, didn't want him to do that. So it's been proven that he was killed, that he was poisoned. And but his daughter took over, and she like kept his legacy going, and she started a cancer clinic in Mexico, and where they actually see people, and then there's the actual Gerson therapy that you could do, like I guess on online services these days as well. And there's coffee enemas that are a big part of it, and then the juices. A lot of it is carrot juice and orange juice, but they love carrot juice for whatever reason. And doing that, but they do have a lot of success just because they're eating clean, and she understands, just like her dad did. She understands that like healing is a holistic process. You do things to basically, like she says, get out of the body's way. You just feed it what it needs to function properly, and then it'll take care of everything. So like with modern medicine, okay, you take this specific medication for this specific ailment, or even the way they try to do it, like, oh, this chemical substance in a tomato helps this specific kind of cancer or whatever, and it's not that way. When in holistic health, you cannot heal one thing and still have another. You just get the whole body healthy, right? You get it to function properly, and it'll take care of all the other stuff that's going on bad inside of it. It'll self-correct. So does that make sense?
It does, and I'd never heard of it before, so thank you for explaining that to me.
Yeah, in the alternative health field, like the Gerson therapies are super popular.
Love it. Love it. I did also really like that she describes the multiple changes that she made in her life and for her family. Do you feel like this was something that she did after she healed or during the process?
Okay, so that's a really great question. And so the part like with the low carb diet and the Gerson therapy, the juices and stuff like that, she did that all together, right?
Okay.
And then what she was saying is she's making her body an inhospitable place for cancer, like where it can't survive and thrive inside of you, So that's awesome that she understood that. And then as she started to get better, because cancer could take you out, or you can't do anything productive in your life anymore. And and she may have been at that point, but as she started to get better, she started realizing, maybe from eating more cleaner, and the veil gets lifted and you can see things for what they are a little bit better, more and more. Then she made like this one change and then another change, and as she was healing, right? Not when she was fully healed, as she was healing. So, and each one of these changes, like moving from a town she hated to a town she loves, so that relieves stress, and stress is toxic. It literally creates toxins inside of you and causes cancer and other things to happen inside of you. So doing these little things one by one, as she got better, she kept on doing another thing and another thing. So what I call that is, it's a beneficial domino effect, or an upward spiral, where all these good things start to fall in place one after another instead of like a downward spiral like you typically hear, right? So it's super super awesome, and that has to do with the healing process, right? As you heal, you just keep on going and do more and more beneficial things. So with your initial protocol, you stay patient, persistent, and consistent with those efforts. With the CBD, with the diet, with the juicing, with the coffee enemas, with whatever the protocol is that you're doing that you're seeing success with. You keep on doing that. You don't change. Okay.
Right.
Some people, they'll say, okay, I'm getting so much success with this, I'm going to try something else. So they leave this and then they try something else and they start getting worse, and then they might go back or whatever. Sometimes they forget and they just end up just going downhill and end up dying sometimes,
Right.
So you want to stay with the initial thing that got you success. That's just true with health, true with business, anything. And then you can start to layer other things on top, like she did. Moving, and then doing this meditation. Getting the
Hobbies.
vitamin D from the sun. And enjoying it, and then also the attitude about it. So if you notice in her writing, she wasn't just doing things and going through the motions. She understood the importance of changing her diet and adding the RSO, which is other nutrients inside of her, and that it was creating an inhospitable place for the cancer. She understood that not just lying in the sun, but actually just taking in the energy and understand that it was healing her and bringing pleasure and joy to her, and allowing herself to experience the pleasure and joy, because not everybody does that, right? And doing all that, accepting all of the things that nature can provide, and that God has given us, here, like being able to take that in and understanding it and appreciating it. That's where the magic can happen, with the RSO and with everything else, right? So it's really really key, like to read into this or listen to her success story over and over again, because it wasn't just the mechanical things that she did; it was the attitude and the acceptance of it. Being able to accept the healing process that's happening and to welcome it into your body. It sounds a little woo woo, but it works. I mean, I know from experience and from thousands of other people. Once they, it's almost like submitting and just allowing it to do its job. And I'm, like you're just the vessel, and you're taking in the stuff. Just like when we grow the plants. We don't feed the plants, we feed the soil, and the soil takes care of the plants. That kind of a thing. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. And let's not forget the Zen master, the cat. Give credit to the cat.
Yes.
Thank you. Sure. All right, Al, what is our next success story?
Okay, our next success story is from an Ocean Away 6194. And he says, RSO is a game changer. I use it for sleep and sleep like a baby. I keep like 6 on hand every order so I don't run out. So that's awesome.
That is awesome. But I did want to ask, he doesn't mention a particular condition, just talking about sleep. I thought RSO was for people that had hardcore conditions. Can you explain?
So so that's one of the things that sort of need to break the stigma on, is that it's not just for hardcore conditions, and it's not just for people that have something going on. It's for healthy people too, right? So like I always say, it's not a medication. It's an essential nutrient that your body requires, on a daily basis to operate at the utmost optimal levels, right? So many people, especially people that are used to cannabis, they'll take RSO just for sleep, and for people that don't have trouble sleeping, they don't understand. But people that do have trouble sleeping, it's a big deal, and it could take out a big part of your life, and it is a condition that people struggle with. But that being said, it's not hardcore like cancer, or like going blind or something like that. So people don't think of it as something you would do RSO for, but it is the perfect thing, because the high THC version helps people to get to sleep. The high CBD version helps people to stay asleep. So I like to say, but they both help with sleep. Both the high CBD and high THC version. It's like the number one thing that they're known for. It is sleep and getting better sleep. But yeah, so hopefully that answers the question where you do not need to use it just for a hardcore condition, and it's actually better to use it if you're healthy, because it could actually help you to stay healthy and not get a hardcore condition down the road, right? So a lot of people, they have like predispositions in their family for certain kinds of different things, and just because of that predisposition is in your family doesn't mean that you have to get that condition.
Right.
You could do things to circumvent that and taking cannabinoids in the high CBD or high THC version, can mitigate that greatly. So good job at Ocean Way.
Excellent work. All right, Al, what is our next success story?
Okay, so our next success story is actually from the website, because we have so many on there at myfitlife.net. Let me go over, and it's actually one of our furry clients. His name is Charlie, and so not everybody knows that we do have it's a furry blend pet CBD formula, and we have a ton of furry clients. And the one we want to focus on today is Charlie, and the title here is Charlie Loves His CBD. And so his mommy's name is Elisa, and she says Charlie started taking this when he was about 8. He is now 11. He gets around better, and the cloudiness that was around his eye is gone. He was a rescue, so he had some anxiety issues too that have improved dramatically. He jumps on my lap every morning to get his tincture. It's fun to watch him be like a kitten. Thank you for making it. I know I can trust it because Al takes a lot of care to make sure it's safe. So good job, Charlie.
Good job. And Al, I love this. I did want to ask, one, we still need to do a video on Movida oils and pets. Just putting it out there right now. Second, can you kind of briefly describe to everyone how Movida works amazingly with pets?
Okay, yeah. So you can see he just loves it, right? And he actually asks for it every morning. And so basically, every mammal, pets, animals, humans that have a spine have an endocannabinoid system that needs to be fed with cannabinoids in order for them to operate at the most optimal levels. So cats and pretty much all animals, they respond very, very well, and just off of very minuscule amounts as well. But it helps, like you said in her in the statement here. It helped with getting around better, so movement, the joints, and everything like that. Super awesome for things like that, and taking away little aches and pains. But it also greatly helps animals that have anxiety, anything from loud noises, like at different times of the year, 4th of July, New Year's Eve, things like that. And then car rides, and being like social anxiety, things like that. It helps with all of those kind of things. And then she mentioned even with the eye kind of thing. So a lot of times cats will get and dogs, but more so cats, they'll get these almost like pink eye kind of a thing, and no medication really helps it out, and a lot of times it'll even make it worse. But we've had a ton of success with eye issues with cats taking our CBD. Where they haven't had success before, like they just had it was a condition that they were just living with, right. and then it just disappears when they take the CBD, because it just balances them out. It's super, super awesome.
I love that. I do. I have to also say that my cat Hemingway has been on Movida CBD since 2017. So yes, yeah, Al, that is everything, and all the success stories. Sorry. All right. Was there another question real quick, Al?
Let's see.
That was it, right? Just
you could ask me, do pets do pets generally like this, generally like the CBD, or is it hard to give it to them, kind of a thing? Like
CBD. Okay. All right. Okay.
Is that a good question?
Yeah. I can speak from reference that Hemingway loves it, but do all animals love it, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Al, I have another question for you regarding Movida oils and pets. Do pets generally like the taste of CBD? Now, I can speak for Hemingway, my cat. He loves it, but is this for all pets and all animals? What's the feedback on that?
Okay, yeah, so it's a great question, and like you said, you can see that Charlie loves it too, right? So that's the general consensus, is that they just intuitively will go for it. They'll like we've had at a powerlifting competition. I was at because it helps out greatly with recovery and even with performance during competitions and stuff like that. I had a booth there, and the person that was the founder of the USPA, the Powerlifting Association, he had 2 of his pit bulls there, and they're really like, they don't talk to people too much. They just sit by themselves, whatever. But we broke out because one of them had a little bit of hip pain, which is common in pit bulls. So we brought over the CBD. And the dog literally jumped at it, didn't jump to attack, but jumped to take it. And they were like, "Whoa, that he never he's like scared of people, and he just like jumped at that stuff, and he was licking it up and everything. So yeah, it's crazy. Like Charlie here, Elisa wakes up every morning at 5 a.m. to read her Bible, and she started noticing after she started giving him the CBD that he was up every morning with her at 5 a.m. and she thought he was like looking at the Bible or looking at her, but she was looking through all that and looking at the bottle on the end table, right? And wanted a CBD. And then we have other people, like there's tons of them, but one of the cool ones was when we first developed it, there was this woman that had 5 dogs, and she said, hey, it's crazy. She goes, the dogs love it so much that every morning when I go to the cupboard to pull out the little blue bottle, I turn around and all 5 of them are lined up, just ready to go. And like they want their stuff, and we hear those comments all the time. So yeah, they not only love it, they're intuitively attracted to it. And one thing that I'll say too about our particular furry blend, CBD, which is for the pets, that we don't put any additives in there. So most of the pet CBDs out there, you'll see that they have a flavoring to them, and like a bacon flavoring or whatever kind of flavoring to them to make it more attractive, so the animal will want it. And that's because the other ones, their oils go rancid, and it's very unattractive to the animal. They know that it's not good, and they veer away from it. So they try to mask it with some kind of a scent or flavor that they like bacon or something, and get them to do it that way. We don't put any additives in the human one, and we use the same exact CBD for the pets, right? And we don't add any additives to that. So it's just the pure natural CBD, and then the carrier oil, the MCT oil, which is organic and as pristine as you can get. So it's an extremely natural substance, and they are naturally attracted to it. It's like they're attracted to healthy grass. When they eat grass, they're doing that for the minerals in the grass. So they're attracted to this because it actually does have nutrients in it, and they can sense that. It's super, super awesome.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, Al, that is all of our success stories for tonight. Is there anything else that you want to add before we go?
Yeah, just one thing is that we really enjoy these success stories, and if you have a success story for RSO or FECO, then feel free to add them in the comments below, or send it over to support@myfitlife.net. But what would really be cool is to get some of our community on to the show, as a guest, and share their experience and share their success story, and not only that, but also share a little bit about how they obtained the success, like how much they actually took, and the errors and trials and tribulations that they went through, and then how they found success. I think that would be a really awesome to have, and to provide more just encouragement to people that might be on the fence about doing it, because it does help so many people. And I know, and there are so many people that are scared that they're not getting the benefit because they haven't seen these real life stories.
Right.
And I think hearing it from the person's mouth saying, hey, I was scared of it too, but but I had no choice. It was either like be in a grave or try this thing, and it worked, and whatever, like that kind of a thing. I think that would be like super powerful. So if anybody would like to be on the show, just reach out, to the consultation, online, set one of those up, and we'll get you scheduled in, or just send an email and we'll reply back to you and get you scheduled in.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Yes.
Awesome. So that concludes this episode of Cannabis Friends and 420 Buzz. Be sure to leave any questions or comments below, and subscribe to our channel if you enjoy this type of content. Reach out to support@myfitlife.net, or schedule a complimentary call if you have questions about RSO or FECO, how to take it, or where to get it. I am Al Morenton.
And I'm Megan Hall.
And we are the hosts of Cannabis Friends and 420 Buds. I hope you have a beautiful day. Peace.
Peace.